my biggest criticism with this episode is it's another like Spock to Pring Nurse Chapel centric episode. And as I mentioned before, that love triangle thing is wearing really thin for me. Like I can't believe they did it yet another episode where that's a main storyline, and it drives me crazy.
First of all, what's your problem? And then what's your problem?
So my problem is like that whole aspect of storytelling, like the love triangle being the center of anything of a story, is really kind of cliche, right? And you do it once, but this is the third time it's happened, and it's not interesting to me, right? Spock is not actually an interesting character in my opinion on this show. So many of the other characters are much more interesting. Same with T'Pring, and Nurse Chapel is good, but she's only like, her personality is now defined as, the crew member that loves Spock but can't have him, and that's so lame. I can't. It drives me crazy. So I can't take this. I can't take this Spock to Pring Nurse Chapel crap anymore. I really can't. If they do another episode, I don't know what I'm gonna do. What would have made this the love triangle okay for me is if the love triangle was between Angel and Spock and T'Pring, right? Which I thought that's what they were gonna do, and I was like, okay, I can buy that. Right? What Angel's going to do is tempt Spock, and Spock's gonna maybe realize that he has some feelings for her, and then they'll go talk to Pring. But they didn't do it that way. They kind of did. They rehashed that old love triangle that they did the episode before. So all of that setup where you think it's gonna, that was sort of leaning that way, didn't end up paying out.
And since we know where the T'Pring Chapel Spock relationships are heading anyway, it doesn't make it, they can have this story and it'd be fine to know the background of why, she goes for Ston in the mock time. Like, that's fine. I do like that the relationship was played for a gag, and a gambit here with them kissing on the bridge, and that was a fun scene, to manipulate, or trying to manipulate Captain Angel, even though she may or may not have been falling for it.
Honestly, it's a dumb plan, and it didn't make sense, and they only did it so that the two of them would be forced to kiss.
I thought it was great. I disagree with both of you guys. First of all, I'm a big sucker for love triangles. I always love love triangles, so I never get tired of them. And the other thing is that it makes sense for them to explore this because, with Nurse Chapel in the original series, it was kind of hinted at, but they didn't really ever develop it, and it never went anywhere. It seems like a pretty obvious thing if Spock, has a fiance, and at the same time Chapel has feelings for him. If they develop those ideas, naturally, this is what we're going to have. We're going to have a love triangle that was never really explored or developed at all in the original series or anywhere else. So there's lots of room for that. I don't feel like it's a retread, and I always love that stuff where it's like, I want to know what's going to happen. I really hope that Spock ends up with Nurse Chapel. It's gonna be so awesome when they do.
Oh my God, you're the problem. You're the problem. I just realized you're the issue. It's people like you. They're like, well, people like Lucas exist in the world. We got to write this stuff for him.